This was one of the best training advice I've ever received on my podcast. I had a great conversation with Levi Marquardt from Levi's Harder to Kill training. This particular advice, which was also wrapped into a workout, was so powerful that I'm gonna use it in my training schedule as well, and you should too. And if you wanna watch the full conversation, check the link in the description.
My thing is 2 bells overhead. If you can get 2 bells overhead, you're gonna change everything about your body. If
Wow.
weight loss, strength, whatever, you get 2 bells overhead. I don't care if you clean and jerk, if you snatch, if you just do jerks. 2 bells overhead is going to change everything about your. And then obviously there's intensity, and then there's volume associated with that.
Can you elaborate a little bit on that? The 2 bells overhead thing sounds so powerful.
That is what changed my physique and my now what is, what I'm kind of, recognized for. I don't mean to sound like an arrogant, ego-driven person when I say that. I just mean to sound like if that's what has kind of made me, I guess when people give me questions or people are drawn to me from a marketing standpoint, that's typically what it is. I'm in my 40s and I want to look better and I want to feel better or whatever. Mm-hmm. So things changed for me dramatically when I started putting 2 bells overhead and doing it consistently, and doing it with load and doing it for time and doing it. So obviously with an event like long cycle, for example, for 10 minutes, I mean, you got to go lighter loads, you got to go faster paces, you got to get that volume up. Mm-hmm. But and I totally get that and completely agree that, what I'm doing right now is not going to prepare me for a 10-minute set, even with lighter loads. This is purely for aesthetics and marketing, and just because I enjoy it.
Enjoyment, yeah.
Those are the 3 things that are why I'm doing what I'm doing.
So if I would follow up on that, you're saying that 2 bells overhead, and I think I kind of get what you're saying. Would you, from that perspective, say a clean and press is more valuable than a swing?
Yes, absolutely. I think so. If we go back to like where we kind of started with the conversation, when I started with hardstyle and RKC, like there was so much emphasis placed on the swing, both 2 hands on 1 bell and 1 hand 1 bell. Like I could not believe, like when I transitioned over to sport, like we didn't do any swings, and not that you can't use swing for grip conditioning. There's a lot of times where we'll do swing, long cycle. Yeah. Just to change things pendulum up. But right. And not that there's anything wrong with a swing, but I think the swing, especially the hardstyle swing, and this isn't a negative, it's so easy to learn and it's so easy to coach and it's so easy to implement that almost anybody can do it. And so from a marketing standpoint, if your goal is to grow your brand and get as many people doing it as you can, focusing on the hardstyle swing. And truthfully, here in America, most people sit, and a swing is they have weak glutes, they have weak hamstrings. A swing is a great alternative to, it's easy to learn, it's easy to start, it's easy to 2 hands on 1 bell, easy, and it's great, and it works, it's effective, and it's not easy. Doesn't mean bad, it just means it's you can use it, and so many more people can use it. And people just get, I think, in the beginning, it's super awesome, and people love it, and they're like, "Oh, I feel so much better." And then I think people kind of trail off because the only thing they can do is swing. And at some point in time, that's boring as hell. As boring as GS can be to watch, just clean and jerk or snatch over and over and over. Swings are even more monotonous, in my opinion. And so at some point in time, a person gets tired of it, or they look at kettlebell training as doing swings, and they don't see that, okay, that's just the very tip of this iceberg. That is massive,
it really is.
And once you learn how to swing, once you learn how to swing well and safely and effectively, everything else, falls in line. But and so I do believe with starting with swings, but once my kids, once my kids are doing swings, fine at my gym. I train a lot of kids. Once they can swing with two hands, we don't really go back to swings. We go back to clean and press, whether it's a push press, strict press. We do clean and squat. The hinge pattern is super important, but they got to squat and they got to press. And so those are the three things that we really focus on is two bell clean and press and two bell front squats. And again, not that there's anything wrong with a goblet squat, not that there's anything wrong with a two-hand swing, but we just don't do them much once we know how to do them. And that's just kind of been what my philosophy has been. And so, two bells overhead. I prefer the jerk and I prefer the snatch, or I should say long cycle with the jerk, but those are the two movements that I use. And so one of my favorite workouts right now is going, is every minute and a half. So whatever my work set takes, so if it takes me 30 seconds, I get a minute break. If it takes me, 45 seconds, I get a 45-second break. So
it's kind of like an EMOM, but with 90 seconds, right?
90 seconds, right. And so I'll go 4, 6, 8. So I'll go heavy with four reps, long cycle, and then I'll rest until that minute and a half is up, and then I'll go moderate, 6 reps, and then I'll wait till the minute and a half is up, and then I'll go 8 reps with the lightest of the 3, so 3 pairs.
Like yeah.
And then I will take a little bit extra, so I'll wait until minute 5, and so that would be an extra 30 seconds of break. So then at minute 5, then I do just the opposite. So if I went 4, 8, or 4, 6, 8, then I go 12, 10, 8 with half snatch. So I change the load. It's the same format every 90 seconds. So I'll do 12 reps, half snatch with the lightest load. And then I'll do 10 reps.
Doubles again?
Yep, doubles, yep. Then I'll do 10 half snatch with the moderate load. And then I'll do 8 half snatch with the heavy load.
With heavy. Wow.
And then I'll take some extra rest as needed. So I'll take an extra minute there. So the whole set, work and rest, and there's 6 sets, the whole round, work and rest, and there's 6 sets, 3 long cycle, 3 half snatch, will take me 11 minutes, and I'll do 3 rounds of that.
So we have the protocol is that 90-second EMOM, right?
Yep.
You have minute 1, or 90 seconds 1, let's call it minute 1. It's the 4 long cycle, then you rest. Then you have 6 long cycle, then you rest, and then you have 8 long cycle, and you always switch weights in between, going lighter as you progress.
Yep. As the reps go up,
the reps go up, the weight goes down. Great. And in minute 3, this is then you completed your first giant set, so to speak, right?
Yep.
And then you switch to the half snatch.
Yep.
And then you complete that, and you do the half snatch and the long cycle. You do that in 2 rounds then. So once you have done the half snatch, you revert back to the long cycle.
Then I go back to the long cycle, and I'll do that 3 rounds.
And then back to the half snatch.
Yep.
And that 3 times. So it's
3
times the long cycle ladder and 3 times the half snatch ladder, right?
Yep.
All right. Oh, this is great.
Here's the next thing that you have to do. Clean and press that like and subscribe button. Share with a friend who's also interested in kettlebells. And if you made it this far, download my free ebook in the first link in the description called the Kettlebell Code. If you want to become stronger, fitter, leaner, and you're in your over 40s, 50s, or 60s, the kettlebell is the perfect tool for you. And I'm going to help you get started with the almighty kettlebell. It's a shortcut to success. So download the ebook right now in the first link in the description, 100% free.